You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We're a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and repeat offender on Ron Siegel Radio.
Welcome back.
The one and only Jay Kaplan is with us today. Welcome, my friend.
Oh, you are very welcome, and I'm honored to be here as usual.
Glad to have you with us. Let me remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or a plan to save you money. I personally work with you even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. I'm going to even give you one big reason to celebrate with us, but you got to wait just a little bit for it. Today's celebrations, let's see if I can find them on my monitor here because I am a little bit old and I forgot to pull it up right before we went live on the broadcast.
I should be that old.
National Kentucky Day. I wonder if they're just talking about bourbon there. Is that what we're talking about? Is Kentucky bourbon? No, that's not it. Okay. I'll go with this one, National Seafood Bisque Day. I like that one. We can go with Seafood Bisque Days. I'm not sure if there's any others that we can talk about. I'm seeing a few of them on there, but probably nothing else that we're going to talk about today. Let's take a look and see what the markets are doing. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, I guess it's recovering a little bit. It's been all over the place as per usual. It was down significantly earlier today. Now we're only down 11.45. The S&P 500 down 15.31. NASDAQ is down 15.59. Oil down $1, or it's up $1.13. Should we take a look? Do we want to know what gas prices are doing? Well, at least we're doing better than we thought because gasoline here in California is $5.94 a gallon. And the president told us the other day that it's always over $7 in California. I'm not sure where he gets his information, but we're at $5.94 right now. That's a lot better than we were. It's about, what's that, down a penny or 6 cents from yesterday. Like that. Josh, you're down about 6 cents, $5.18. A whopping $5.18 a gallon there in Nevada. Jody's at $4.43. And as usual, Lori's at $3.39 a gallon. She's in America. Louisiana. Much different than the rest of us are paying. Well, we did get them some information from the president again today. At least he's speaking about some things that we care about. Oil prices. So he's going to release another 15 million barrels of oil from the strategic reserve. I think we're down to about 1980 levels of reserves right now. Not a good sign, but that's what the president is doing. But what does that mean? We use about 20 million barrels a day in the U.S. So what does that mean? Well, it means if I were you, I can't give advice. I'm not giving financial advice. But if I was a advisor, I'd be saying, you know something, that strategic petroleum reserve is going to have to be rebuilt. I don't know when it's going to be rebuilt. but they're going to have to build that back up again. When they do, that increases the demand for oil.
Is it time to buy an electric car?
Well, I don't know, because they tell us not to use electricity when it's hot out, so I don't know. And
well, that's true, but you can pull up to Mr. Tesla or those other places. Just a thought. Sorry, didn't mean to break in.
No, but you're right. You're right, but the question is when they tell you and I to turn off the electricity in our house, what are they telling the places at Mr. Tesla? Are they allowed to leave theirs on?
Well, money talks, right?
Yeah, surprise in politics, really, with politicians. And again, I don't care which side of the aisle that's on. All the politicians work for money, right? I mean, although, I don't know what's the guy Caruso. Maybe he doesn't need any extra money. He's got a. Have you ever seen his boat?
No.
So he's got a boat that they put down out there in Newport Beach. I think it's one of the only places you can put it. And the only reason I know it's his boat is because I looked on the registry of the name of the boat. Really? Jay, it's longer than my street. It's a massive boat. And I mean it has yachts that come out from underneath. It's got a heliport, all that stuff. Amazing.
Yeah. Well, I've been to his shopping center, the Grove. They did a great job on that place. I
wonder if that's where they're going to put the homeless people that he's talking about.
Everybody's going to solve that problem. Sure, they are.
Well, something. Here's where the problem is real simple, and I think it was created in the Reagan administration. So over the last 30 or 40 years, give or take, we've reduced the amount of beds for mentally ill in this country by 97%.
Oh, wow.
Now, do you think over that 30 or 40 year time period, all those people got well? I don't think so. They're just now out on the streets. But hey, something? We got something new, because I like to help our listeners. And we're going to do something very, very new, very, very unique, starting on Halloween and going as long as we can, because I have got, from our 7 listeners, we've got trips to give away.
Wow.
So I've got, for each of these locations, I've got 5 stays. Now, we don't pay for gambling debts, and we don't pay the taxes and fees. But I've got stays in Las Vegas, Hawaii, Nashville, Palm Springs, San Diego, Cabo San Lucas, and Cancun. If I counted all those...
Just give me any one of them. I'll love it.
Yeah, and if I counted correctly, that's 7 locations. And we've got 5 trips for each, 5 stays at each one of those locations. So, for instance, Las Vegas, 4 days, 3 nights. Cancun is 6 days, 5 nights. Hawaii is 6 days, 5 nights. So we're going to give those away. Now, how do you win? Well, you got to listen to Ron Siegel Radio, of course. So what we're going to do is we're going to put everybody's name that's listening or that registers onto something called the Wheel of Names. Wheel of Names. And if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you're seeing the wheel right now being demonstrated by Vanna. Or I'm Josh. Just put that up there. No, Josh, you don't look like Vanna. Even at, I think she's 70 now, and you still don't look like her. But we're going to put everybody's name in there. And I think we're going to set up, what we'll do is I think we've got RSR raffles. Josh, do we have that still? RSRraffle.com. So you can go into RSRraffle.com. You can just register there. We're going to spin the wheel. Now, Josh, push the button there to spin the wheel if you can do that. There we go. Now, that's what happens now. And then it's going to pick a name. So in this case, I don't know who this is. We just put some random names in there. Gabrielle's was the winner for today. We're going to give her 48 hours, Josh. Does that work? 48 hours to send us a note back saying, I want a trip. And we will then give her the list of what's left available of those 7 locations, 5 trips each, and she can pick one. Again, we don't pay for the taxes and fees, and we don't pay gambling debts, but there's all 7 of these 7 locations. We've got 5 each. We're going to give them away every time we do a live radio broadcast or live broadcast, which we record in the morning on all these social channels. Think about that. Just a little bit of holiday cheer from your friends at Ron Siegel Radio. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, Jay Kaplan will be with us. We're going to talk about LESA. I wonder who LESA, what is LESA? We'll talk about that with Jay. Should you still buy a home with the latest news about inflation? And as always, we get our On the Town segment brought to you by Visit Anaheim. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit RonSiegelRadio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. S&P 500 now down 21.6. Moving a lot today. The 10-year Treasury is up 12 basis points. The mortgage-backed securities, they are down 58 basis points. Ow! That means interest rates are up. And every day at this week, talking about interest rates, not weights. I've got the weight. No, not them. OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions. Yesterday, rates locked at 6.981 on the conforming. Jumbo's 6.742, FHA 6.776, USDA, the rural loans, no down payment required in most cases, 6.801, and the 30-year VA loan, the loan on the market for those that earned it, 6.685. Now, because of the environment that we're in, most loans do have points on them right now, so that's just another issue going on. But here's the issue that I want to chat with you about, what's going on, why this is happening. Well, maybe there's an opportunity here. And generally, when there's blood in the streets, that means there's opportunity. So it is tough to see that the mortgage bonds are lower. 10-year Treasury setting a new recent high at 4.12, but there is light on the horizon. As I've shared with you many times, we believe towards the end of the year, next year, and into next year, inflation will begin to abate and mortgage rates will follow. One of the smartest minds in the world on economics, Lacey Hunt, he said he believes that the money supply beginning in March will fall to a more neutral level that removes all of the excess that was created over the past 2 years. If the Fed continues its path of tightening, he thinks that long yields will drop next year, which means 10-year Treasury and mortgage rates. Minneapolis Fed President Neil Kashkari said yesterday that the Fed may need to take the Fed funds rate above 4.75%. Now, they hike 75 basis points November 2nd, which everybody believes they will, and they do the same thing December 14th. Well, that'll put the Fed funds rate at 4.75 if Kashkari is right and needs to go above that. That's just signaling that maybe we'll see more tightening next year. Who knows? National Association of Home Builders Housing Market Index, which measures builder confidence, dropped significantly from 46 in September to 38 in October, the lowest since April 2020. 5 points below expectation, is now well below the 50 market, which is the neutral level. Anything above 50 signals expansion, below signals contractions. Looking at the internals, the present situation dropped 9 points to under the present situation dropped 9 points to under 50 at 45, while the future outlook component was down by 11 points to 35. Buyer traffic is now down to just 25 from 31 last year. NAHB said that higher rates have weakened demand, as we know, but they have also added that this will be the first year since 2011 that we'll see a decline in single-family starts. And I guess they're just kidding that we have more demand and that the supply is all there. Housing starts in September were down 8% to 1.439 million units annualized. Starts are down almost 8% year over year. Single-family starts, the most important ones, were down 5% last month at 892,000 unit pace. They are now down 19% year over year. So while interest rates are higher and demand is lower, supply should remain tight, as the NAHB mentioned. Housing permits, future supply, up 1.4% last month at 1.564 million unit pace, but are still down 3% year over year. Here's the big issue. It looks like the builders have learned the lessons of 2006 and 2007. Back then, they just kept on building. Now they've stopped their building. And when we know that we need 1.6 to 1.7 million units every year just for new households, household creation, got to be careful there. Zillow, they've released their home price index for September, showing that home values have increased by 14.9% year over year. They believe that homes will appreciate 2% in the year going forward, which is still meaningful for wealth creation. They also reported that homes were only on the market for 16 days, matching the last existing home sales report and showing that if priced correctly, homes are still moving quickly. Bottom line with all of this, builders are not putting more properties out. There's creating 1.6 to 1.7 household formation. That means that when the interest rates start coming down, and they generally do during a recession at some point, well, sounds like it might be a good news for those who are thinking about buying a house or those that buy it right now. Now might be the best time. You buy a house right now and knowing that, maybe you're a little bit too early, but wouldn't you rather be too early than too late? Just throw that out there. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And now let's chat with our friend Jay Kaplan. He is the mortgage guru. Did we lose Jay? Am I missing him? I don't see Jay. Oh, there he is. There's Jay. There's Jay with us. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing all right. And yourself?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm just doing a little radio here, having a little chat about.
Yeah, well, you're doing all right. I just noticed lately your Mortgage Minute is a separate entity on YouTube, which is a great idea because if somebody only has a couple of minutes to get caught up, it's there.
Yeah, my team does a great job of breaking these things out so that folks, if they want to just get the Mortgage Minute, they've got access to it. If they just want our Your Credit Matters segment, Borrow Smart segment on the town, brought to you by Visit Anaheim, or we even put our featured guest, Jay. We put all that together and share that as well. So
Good.
Today,
Good
let's
for us.
chat about reverse mortgages because as we all get older, well, to me, it's just a great product. I mean, I look at it and say, at age 62, almost I can't think of. There's only one group of people that I think it's not really, really a great product for as soon as they turn 62, assuming that you qualify. But if you've got a short-term horizon and you're thinking about moving somewhere,
Right. There you
Right.
go.
don't get a reverse mortgage. Wait until you sell your current property or take equity out of that current property, and the property you're buying,
Yes.
purchase that. Wait. Purchase with a reverse mortgage.
Right.
A lot of people
Right.
don't believe you can purchase with a reverse mortgage, Jay.
Yes, you can. And you had brought up the question earlier, is this still a good time to buy property? Well, yes, it is for and I can list several reasons. Take a look at me.
Do we have to?
No, don't look at me. Look at Ron, but think of this. I mean, when we bought this house that I am sitting in right now, the first trust deed was 16%.
Wow.
Second on it was 19. Now I'm still in it, and of course I have a reverse mortgage, which means a much lesser interest rate at this time. But the value has gone up, more than 10 times. So yes, buy a house, buy it right now. And I've got some more reasons too. But go ahead, Ron. Don't mean to.
No, that's perfect. I go ahead. I love that concept because once you're over 62 years of age and you qualify, well, wouldn't it be nice to have the option? I'm going to throw this out there, and I'm not doing it as a political issue, but I know there's a lot of people hurting right now. They when the pandemic first hit, there was a lot of uncertainty, right? The market, our economy roared back. I'm going to suggest that there's many people that say that they're not as well off today as they were 2 years ago. I think that the inflation numbers speak for themselves. Regardless of what caused it, they are what they are. And right now, there's people that are feeling some pain. Wouldn't it be nice if one of those pain points was not the mortgage?
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, now if you're not one of the people that are feeling pain, make a payment. It's your choice. Right? That's the beauty of it, isn't it, Jay?
Absolutely. Part of it. Yeah, there's so much that's good for it. If you get, let's look at what we all think is going to be the future of the prices. Are they coming down? Well, maybe a little bit, as you've explained so many times, Ron, on this show, this is not a situation that we saw in 2008. The causes are completely different. But let's say even worst case, if prices are going to go down, if you get a reverse mortgage now, whether that's a purchase, a refinance, whatever, you've locked in a way, you've locked in your equity. Now, don't take it absolutely black and white, or literally, but you've kind of locked in your value before any property values go down, because from now till forever, as long as you have that reverse mortgage, everything is based on the value of that property right now. Your line of credit, everything is based on right now. So
that's a key point right there, Jay, because I just had this conversation with somebody yesterday. I was consulting with someone, and we weren't even talking about, we were just talking about investing. We weren't even to the point of discussing mortgages or anything like that. And the gentleman had said he had had a conversation with his wife, and they certainly weren't going to be going and doing any refinancing right now. But I made the comment to him, I'm recommending to people, take your equity out of your real estate right now and lock that. If you do it with a home equity line of credit, that's a great tool right now. And we saw in 2008, the values did drop after that. Are they going to drop right now? Well, I looked over here and I can't find a crystal ball, and generally it doesn't work anyway. And we don't know. But if you take the equity out, no one's coming back after it.
Right.
Right. And there are good places, regardless, either a reverse mortgage or a forward mortgage. There are places you can put that money even today that are going to, Todd Halterman was here last week talking about, a product that he has available that protects all of your downside, or actually up to 10% of your downside.
Wow.
So if the market drops 7%, not only are they going to give you your 7% back, they're going to give you another 7 on top of that.
Yeah. And let's look at some other things. Rates may be higher, but if you're going to pay off,
hold that thought, Jake, because I want to get into those other things. Rates and make sure you don't forget what they are. I know that you're.
Well, I'm pretty old, I may, but that's all right.
Yeah, I don't want you to, so we got to remember that. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, should you still buy a home with the latest news about inflation? And On the Town, brought to you by our friends at Visit Anaheim. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452. You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com. rsrhomescout.com. Should you still buy a home with the latest news about inflation? While the Federal Reserve is working hard to bring down inflation, the latest data shows the inflation rate is still high, remaining around 8%. This news impacted the stock market and added fuel to the fire for conversations about a recession. You're likely feeling the impact in your day-to-day life as you watch the cost of goods and services climb. The pinch it's creating on your wallet and the looming economic uncertainty may leave you wondering, should I still buy a home right now? If that question is top of mind for you, here's what you need to know. Home ownership is historically a great hedge against inflation. In an inflationary economy, prices rise across the board. Historically, home ownership is a great hedge against those rising costs because you can lock in what's likely your largest monthly payment, your mortgage, unless you have a reverse mortgage, for the duration of your loan. That helps stabilize some of your monthly expenses. James Royal, senior wealth management reporter at Bankrate, explains, quote, a fixed rate mortgage allows you to maintain the biggest portion of housing expenses at the same payment. Sure, property taxes will rise and other expenses may creep up, but your monthly housing payment remains the same, unquote. And with rents being as high as they are, the ability to stabilize your monthly payments and protect yourself from future rent hikes may be even more important. Lawrence Yun, chief economist at the National Association of Realtors, NAR, explains what happened to rents in the latest inflation report. Quote, inflation refuses to budge. In September, consumer prices rose by 8.2%. Rents rose by 7.2%, the highest pace in 40 years, unquote. When you rent, your monthly payment is determined by your lease, which typically renews at an annual basis. With inflation high, your landlord may be more likely to increase your payments to offset the impact of inflation. That may be part of the reason why a survey from Realtor.com shows 72% of landlords said they plan to raise the rent on one or more of their properties in the next year. Becoming a homeowner, if you're ready and able to do so, can provide lasting stability and a reliable shelter in times of economic uncertainty. The best hedge against inflation is fixed housing costs. If you're ready to learn more about this, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And as always, I ask, if you have any friends, family, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, or borrow on real estate, can I count on you for that introduction? That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. Continue our conversation. Jay Kaplan is the reverse mortgage guru, and you can tell by the gray hair that Jay's a bit seasoned. He's been around a while. Jay went. I talked Jay. I helped the first family get a mortgage loan. Not the first family like a president, but the first family outside of my household or my blood relatives in 1983. I'm betting that you have me beat.
Probably the mid-70s.
Mid-70s. Okay, so we go back a day or two. We've both experienced mid-70s means that you actually have seen inflation like this before.
Oh yeah.
So you were talking before the break about your thoughts on rates.
Yeah, and this was a pretty simple one. If you're worried about a rate that appears high, second of all, remember, it's not the rate that's important. It's your cash flow, your security for your family. But if you've got, say, bills, credit card bills of 18, 24%, what you're going to pay for to get the cash with a new loan or a reverse is very low. The other thing is, remember that unlike forward or normal, quote, normal loans, those loans are single-use loans. A reverse is a multi-use loan. You can use it over and over. You can change parameters on it. And every time you do it, you're not paying costs for a new loan. So overall, I'd say quite a bit cheaper.
So Jay, it just dawned on me every once in a while when you're speaking and I'm listening to you, a thought crosses my mind here. And who has the biggest problem that you come across with reverse mortgages?
Still, the biggest problem for a while, and I don't think this will last a lot longer, is the stigma from those much earlier, quote, reverse mortgages before the current programs were created in 1989. And those were pretty bad programs back then. They were for last resort. I can go into the things that a lot of those lenders wanted, but it continues. One person tells another, a person's financial planner learned from his gardener or who knows what, the wrong information, and that continues. Now, I see that going away for a couple of reasons. To me, the more important reason is that our population is aging, and therefore there is a need for that. And quite frankly, I see today, in all the years I've been doing reverse mortgages and only reverse mortgages, there is more interest in the public today to find out about that product than I have ever seen before. So the other thing, other than aging, is education, and while education is the number one thing, and bringing financial planners into the fold and teaching them, because God knows so many of them do need, and they still carry that stigma with them. But we're getting there.
So those are great. I hear every one of those as well. The next one that I hear or right alongside of those, unfortunately, is from heirs, right? And the heirs say, something, I don't want you to get, Mom and Dad, I don't want you to get a reverse mortgage because it's going to take up my legacy. I was counting on that inheritance.
I know. Well, first of all, that seems a bit selfish, does it not? But on the other hand, let's say you do want to leave as large a legacy as possible. Getting that reverse mortgage will probably, in many cases, save your children from having to pay for your health care, which most likely you'll need some of long-term health care, which is not covered by Medicare or anything like that. So you're going to save money that way. The most important way is you're going to have a more fulfilling and secure life. But there are also so many other ways that you can use a reverse mortgage to both hold on to what you have right now that will become a part of your legacy, or even increase your legacy by being able to buy other products, some insurance products.
So let me ask you this, Jake, because that's where I was heading with this. Let me ask you this. So I'm going to try and make the number as easy as possible. Let's say a $300,000. But we've got $300,000 out on our reverse mortgage.
Okay.
And I've got a 5% cost of funds there. If my math is right, that's $15,000. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we take $300,000 and we put that same $300,000 into a forward mortgage right now, let's just call it at 7%, which is close to what I just said OBMMI told us. That payment is going to be $24,000 a year, give or take. The spread right there is, if my math is correct, is about $9,000 a year. Is that right?
Sounds good to me.
And if my math is correct, $9,000 a year is about $750 a month. I think I'm still close on the.
Still in there, yeah.
On Monday, this coming Monday, we've got a guest coming in that I think we're talking about $100 to $200 a month, and he's got a product that'll pay off your mortgage when you pass.
Wow. Okay.
And how about this? I don't know. I'm not the expert on it. I don't offer the product. I don't know anything about it. I just have the guest booked to come in. He's going to come in. I'm not sure if it's the second to go or first to go. Not sure which it is. But think about that. For $100 or $200 a month and you're saving $750 from cash flow, the entire property's paid off when you pass. How's that for your legacy?
Perfect.
Right? So you get to enjoy not having that $3,000 or $2,000 a month payment,
Right.
and you get to live and enjoy and not have the stress.
Mm-hmm.
And for a small amount of money, which I think, Jay,
Well
correct
worth
me
it.
if I'm wrong, if I've got a line of credit available on that property, can that line of credit pay for that
That line of
that
credit
instrument?
can pay for anything, including your lunch.
Wow, that's a big line. That's got to be a big line of credit.
But, one more thing about that legacy thing, I mean, and I think this is kind of funny. I mean, you asked those same children who were upset about their parents getting a reverse, what do you think of your parents spending down their 401 or their investments to have a better life? And there's nothing wrong with that. Well, what's the difference?
Good point. That's really a good point. That's amazing. And I've said this on the broadcast before. I was hoping, didn't work out in my situation, but my mom and dad had a reverse mortgage that they had for many, many, many years. And I was hoping that they would actually spend their last dime on their last breath.
Right.
Pass too soon.
Right.
But that's the way things go. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, who is Lessa? And what does that have to do with reverse mortgages? We're going to talk about that with Jay Kaplan on the town, brought to you by Visit Anaheim. We'll talk about that as well. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Every week at this time, it's one of my favorite segments of the week. Our friends over at Visit Anaheim send us a major event of the week, a romantic event of the week, and a family event of the week. I love this part of it. Makes life easy for me because I just look at these things and say, you know something? Bride, now we know what we're going to be doing this week. Major event of the week. The Anaheim Fall Festival and Halloween Parade returns on Saturday, October 29th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. There is a kitty costume contest with amazing prizes, including Disneyland tickets. A doggy costume contest will also be held with prizes, photo ops, and lots of fun. Celebrate Halloween and get into the spooky spirit with activities and treats all day, ending with the famous Halloween parade at 7 p.m. Don't miss out on the nearly century-old Anaheim tradition, the romantic event of the week. Spook, then shop at Brewery X. Boogie on down to Brewery X's Spook, then shop event in Anaheim on Sunday, October 30th from 12 to 5 p.m. It will be a beautiful day for exploring artisan shops and enjoying tasty local treats from some of their favorite vendors. This event is completely free, family-friendly, and pet-friendly. Dress up and participate in the Halloween costume contest. Get your face painted or just come for the booze. No matter what you do, you'll have a spooktacular time. Family event of the week, Nightmare on Center Street. Wait, a family event is a Nightmare on Center Street. The Anaheim Farmers Market is hoping. Anaheim Farmers Market is hosting Nightmare on Center Street on Thursday, October 27th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Scare up some fun with the whole family at this free event with a variety of Halloween activities. Little ghosts and ghouls can trick or treat around the market booths and visit the spooky Halloween village. Shop from on-theme vendors that will have everything you need for a magical and memorable Halloween. Happy haunting. That is the On the Town segment brought to you by our friends at Visit Anaheim. We love visiting Anaheim and all these great events that they give us every week. Really enjoy that stuff. So continue our conversation this morning. Jake Kaplan is with us. We're chatting about finances, your golden years, and enjoying life. It's a great.
Wasn't it Nightmare on Maple Street, as I recall? You know, it's from Twilight Zone. So
okay, maybe that's why it's. I thought it was one of the Freddy movies. What is it? Friday the 13th movies. But you know something. This one's when it's for the kids, it's a whole different story. Jay, we can't go to Friday the 13th or I don't know, Twilight Zone. I don't know if that's allowed anymore. We'll have to check on that one also.
Okay.
But let's get back, Jay. I don't understand something here, Jay. And when we do a FHA loan, a forward loan, it is mandatory that we have a payment. The payment includes the property taxes and insurance. On an FHA reverse mortgage, it's not mandatory to have that included in the payments there.
Correct.
Or the structure, because there really are the payments are all optional.
Correct.
So what is it, about 4, 5, 6 years ago? Maybe I'm dating myself.
No, you're about right. You're about right.
They came up with something called LESA, LESA.
Life expectancy set aside.
Okay, and what are they setting aside for my life? I mean, I don't get that one. Explain that to us a little bit.
Okay. First of all, we call it Lisa. I don't know what, but maybe that's easier. What that allows for is anyone with bad credit, pretty much anyone, can still get a reverse mortgage. And if the credit is not good, the Lisa will come into place, provided there is enough equity to do so. Now, some people actually want it because, they are older and it's not such a big set aside and they don't have to worry about paying, these things every year. But since there is, as you already explained, there is no special payment. So unlike a forward mortgage, you cannot take like 1/12 of the insurance or the taxes, pull it in with each payment, and at the end of the year, go ahead and pay those entities. You can't do that because there's no such thing as a payment. So what they will do is they will take your life expectancy, and I don't want to go over the equation for it. It's pretty complicated, but what they're going to...
we don't want to... We're on a high level stuff, Jay.
What they're going to do is they're going to take your life expectancy, take your specific taxes, your specific insurance, they're going to multiply that by the number of months they expect you to live and take that as a lump sum and set it aside so that the lender always has that bucket from which to pull and pay for taxes and insurance. Now, may also add that it grows just like a line of credit grows. So they actually don't take all of your life expectancy. They pull it back a little bit because they expect it to grow just like a line of credit would grow. So
Value calculation of some sort.
yes.
Gotcha. Okay. So basically at that point, then I have an optional mortgage payment and I don't have to worry about my taxes or insurance.
Correct.
Because it's all set aside already. And if I've already gone to our friends over at creditsanitizer.com and got our credit repaired and cleaned up and I don't have bad credit, can I do that?
Absolutely. And understand that, if you're a younger person, that's going to be a pretty good amount. If you're an older person with less months to set aside, it's going to be a lesser amount. So that helps me because some people choose to have it. And as far as, quote, bad credit is concerned, the only thing we look at in reverse mortgages, remember, we never look at FICO scores. And I remember when forward mortgages never looked at FICO scores. That's how old I am. But
that was before FICO.
Yeah. So they're not going to look at your FICO score. What we're going to look at basically is how, if you have had a mortgage payment or a rent payment, how have you paid that? How have you paid your taxes and insurance? And as far as regular credit, it's got to be pretty bad before it would trigger the LISA, but they're going to concentrate basically on pretty much only the past 2 years. So it's a lot easier to get through than on a forward or normal mortgage.
Okay, so obviously those folks that have a history of tax not paying their taxes or insurance, then
property taxes.
That's where the problem's going to be.
Yeah.
Say that again. I missed what you said, Jay.
Property taxes is the only
tax. Property tax. Okay, so we're not dealing with all taxes, just property.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, and we can, so in some instances it's mandated, and in other instances it can be voluntary.
That's correct.
Now, that doesn't have anything to do with our occupancy rules. So it still has to be our primary residence.
Correct. I mean, you don't have to be there every day. It's just your primary residence. You can go take if you win one of those trips from Ron Siegel Radio, no problem whatsoever. If you're going to get on a ship and go around the world for even 6 months, no problem. You can let the lender know, but no problem. If you go to a nursing home, and well, if there's a husband and wife and just one goes to a nursing home permanently, no problem. If it's just you or one person, you go to a nursing home, you let them know as long as they're expected to come home, no problem.
Okay, so it's basically an issue of it's your primary residence, you're living there, and if there's an issue, communicate.
Always. That's good with every subject you want to talk about.
Yeah, that works. It works a lot better that way. So
yes, it does.
The thing about this, Jay and I frequently will talk about the myths of the reverse mortgage. Today we got into some of the objections. And if you missed those, I mean, obviously we got into the objection of them taking your property away. No, that doesn't happen. Of losing losing the equity or the legacy for your heirs. That we're going to talk about that more in depth on Monday with our guest there. That'll be a program that we can do for reverse mortgages and forward mortgages.
Right,
so we'll be dealing
that could increase a reverse mortgage if it's used properly as a retirement strategy, as you would put it, you can increase that legacy with the reverse mortgage.
Yeah, because your property value in Orange County over 63 years, it goes up 5.3%. So it's going to go up most of the time. I don't guarantee it over any short period, but most of the time it's going up. So the bottom line there is it's a great product. If you are a senior, call us. If you know a senior, call us. If you love a senior, call us. If you want to become a senior, you might call us and set up a game plan for any one of them. Nice. And as always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.